The bus slows down in the stifling heat of the afternoon, carrying languid faces and distinct stories. But the air inside seemed to be choked by the harsh sarcasm that John, a drunken father, was letting go of his daughter. Lily, a 14-year-old girl whose left arm has been lost to amniotic ligament syndrome since birth, bows her head quietly, her father's taunts like a knife slashing into her immature soul. The father constantly mocked her differences, blaming her for the difficulties and financial burdens her family was facing. While the other passengers chose to dodge, eyes full of tension or helplessness, Ethan, a former Navy soldier, sat quietly right behind, observing it all. From John's unstable gestures to Lily's tragically endured eyes, it all etched in his mind. Ethan sensed the danger, but he knew he had to wait for the right time to act. The bus continued to pass through familiar streets, but inside, John's anger escalated. When Lily unfortunately bumps into her father while the car brakes sharply, the beer bottle John was holding in his hand falls, venting his frustration and anger. He shouted, his face flushed with alcohol and anger, his hands raised menacingly toward Lily. The little girl trembled, her eyes pleading for help, but she didn't dare to speak. At that moment, Ethan stood up. With the decisive voice and majestic demeanor of a person who had faced danger, he said, "Enough." Ethan's appearance surprised John, who staggered, his eyes fluctuating between anger and fear. Ethan stood in front of Lily, his eyes fixed on his drunken father, unflinching. "No one has the right to hurt this little girl. Not even you," Ethan said, each word like a nail in the mind of all those who witnessed. John tried to struggle, continuing the threat, but Ethan insisted on his stance. Other passengers, who were silent at first, have now also begun to speak in agreement, calling for a stop. Psychological pressure and people's anger faltered John. He sat down, his face bowed, and didn't say another word. When the bus arrives at the stop, Ethan escorts Lily down the road. He bent down to level her eyes and said softly, "You deserve love and respect. Don't let anyone make you think otherwise." Lily, whose eyes were red but shined with hope, nodded slightly. That afternoon, the seemingly normal bus had become a milestone in Lily's life. Ethan's brave act not only freed her from fear, but also planted in her heart the seeds of trust that there are still good people who are willing to fight for what is right. In the days after the incident on the bus, Lily's life entered a new chapter. Ethan not only stopped at protecting her that day, but also connected Lily to a psychological support center for children. At first, Lily hesitated, feeling insecure and scared because of the years of hurt always stuck in her mind. But with Ethan's patience and constant encouragement, Lily agreed to start the healing process. In a small room in the center, warm light shining through the window, Lily sat opposite the psychologist, who had a gentle smile and always gentle eyes. At first, her words seemed to be blocked by an invisible wall. She feared that all the emotions she expressed would be seen as weak, and she had learned to let the pain lie silent. But the doctor was not in a hurry. She listened gently, sometimes prompting small questions to encourage Lily to share. One morning when Ethan and Lily were waiting in the area outside the central courtyard, he involuntarily asked her, "What makes you feel different, Lily?" The little girl with watery eyes replied, "I am not like everyone else. They say you can never do anything big.